Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. It's another episode of Rails Minute. I'm Dan Bostrom, Rails Member Engagement Manager, and I'm here with Deirdre Brennan, Rails Executive Director. Rails Minute is our effort to bring you short weekly videos where you can find out more about what is happening around the system. So Deirdre, thanks for joining me. I was looking today, and we are at the 13th episode of the Rails Minute YouTube videos. So are you superstitious? Do you believe in any lucky or unlucky omens?
Not really. I think, 13 can be, some people think it's really a lucky number. Some people think it's an unlucky number. I always pay attention when there are, in hotels, when there's no 13th floor, airplanes, there's no 13th row. My grandmother had all kinds of superstitions, don't put your shoes on the bed. Don't leave a hat on the bed. I don't remember what any of them, throwing salt over your left shoulder, you'll have a fight. But I remember them, but I don't take them seriously. But
you make your own luck. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I guess thank you. That's well
Yeah.
put. Yeah. Good or bad, I suppose, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week we talked about all the things that are happening right now, and there are a lot. The biggest for Rails might be the resumption of our delivery service. Let's just jump in there. How is it going? How are libraries responding?
Well, yes, we talked about the reporting tool that we've created, and libraries have really been using it, which is great. And it's a place right on our COVID Pulse page on the website where you can go in and put in what you're doing right now in your library, whether you're open physically or open virtually, what kind of services you're offering, etc. And we are encouraging libraries to use it and to update it. It's very updatable. And because we want to keep an updated look at what libraries are doing across the service area. We've had about 280 responses, about 228 individual libraries, so they are already updating their responses. And we also have a map that you can see where where you are and your surrounding libraries, what they're doing. I would say that it's not surprising, the results. About 2/3 of libraries are offering virtual reference and virtual programming. About half are doing home delivery. Less than 5% are are really open with no restrictions or doing community meetings in person. 70% of our libraries have opted back into delivery. But the volume is still pretty low because of what the libraries are not, doing everything at their level. So the delivery is only about 25% of volume. But still things are coming back every day. And I think as I said, the main reason we set this up is so that libraries can look and see. It's more of a decision-making tool, than anything else. It's not saying one thing or another is bad, good, indifferent, anything. We just, libraries need to be able to answer questions when their boards ask, well, what is so-and-so doing, or what are other libraries in our area doing about X? It's a really great way to find out.
Yeah, so much great information on that page. Okay, so what else is happening around Rails? What would you like people to know about regarding the system?
Sure. Well, yes, amazingly, just as for the libraries, not COVID, not all the time. It is a new fiscal year. So we have new board members that are coming online on the board, as well as, continuing ones. Our first board meeting of the new year is at the end of this month. We're still working on the census. We're about to embark on a big equity, diversity, and inclusion initiative and social justice and responsibility. And we hope to work with our member libraries about that. So, there's a lot that is going on. We're planning our next member update for a week or so because we know that, as happened before, the situation's different and people want to be updated on it. So, yeah, I mean, we're still spending a lot of time on the pandemic, but you know, life and service goes on in other areas as well.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you. So this is typically the point where we turn to member questions. And if you do have a question, you can either leave a comment below or you can email them to communications@railslibraries.info. And actually, before our last question, I just want to share an announcement. We're taking a break. So next week there will be no Rails Minute episode, and we will pick this up the week of July 20th. I think we're going to have a lot more to share on that date. So stay tuned. There will be more information in the e-news and, of course, our other communication channels. Okay, so the last question, I wanted to note that we recently awarded 6 catalog membership grants to libraries to join shared catalogs. Can you talk a little bit more about what this means for libraries and their patrons?
Yes, love to. So this is the sort of the key to resource sharing in my mind in Illinois. These grants allow libraries to join the LSAPs or consortia, and it is an incredible example of an economy of scale, because you have a library that goes in and shares with other libraries, and they go from having just their own catalog, which even if it's 350,000 items, which is a very robust catalog, it still can't compare with millions of items that you get from the LSAPs, whether it's, you know, CCS or SWAN or Pinnacle, etc. Yes, we're very happy that we're able to do that, because the patrons get you know, seamless, quick access to a vast array of materials. Staff doesn't have to do the intervention to do interlibrary loans. Patrons can borrow them directly. Staff, you know, has better access to other staff in other libraries in terms of, you know, peer-to-peer training and those kinds of things. In the last round, one of the libraries wrote to me the director a couple of months after, and said that their circulation had gone up 25% in 1 month after they joined their consortium, and that their trustees were already having personal experiences of books coming from all over the system and arriving at the same time. They couldn't even tell which book was from their library or not. It was because they were coming so fast. So you can't beat that. So you know, it's a good thing economically, and it's a good service thing. So yeah, we're really happy to be able to provide these grants.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it really is magical. The magic of interlibrary loan. I'm glad that we can share that with more folks. So
yep.
Awesome. Okay, well, that will do it for us this week. So thank you, everyone. Reminder, we're not going to be around next week, but you'll catch us in 2 weeks. So thanks a lot, Deirdre. Have a great one.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.